Hey, I'm doing another tutorial on bass, and this is the second part to my first one. So this is going to teach you how to fret. Hopefully you've been practicing your finger picking and, getting used to picking all the way down, all the way up. Let me quickly put my bass on real quick. And once you get used to finger picking, fretting should be like no big deal at all. First of all, with fretting, you want to make sure that when you fret, no matter what fret you're on, that your finger is right next to the fret. You want it like right there next to it. You don't want it like on top of it. You don't want it too far away or in the middle. You want it to be as close to the fret as possible without being on top of it. And for first position, I'm playing bass is index finger on fret 1 on an E string, then your middle finger on the second fret, and then your ring finger on the third fret, and your pinky finger on the fourth fret. Now, if your fingers don't stretch a full length from first fret to fourth, don't worry about it. I have small hands, so I had to stretch and move around a lot. So don't focus on your hands being too small, because I have really small ass hands. So once you get that done, you go on to position 2, which is the same thing. Also, it switches down to fret 2. So I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be index finger on second fret, middle finger on third, ring finger on fourth, and pinky finger on fifth. And if you may realize, if you go farther up the bass neck, the smaller the frets get, so it'll be easier for you to fret. So you don't, like I told you, don't stress about you not being able to fret up here. That's okay. So once you get used to that, you want to practice your playing the E string all the way down to your octave. And your octave is your 12th fret right here. And one thing I have to say is memorize these inlays right here. 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th, then 12th. Memorize these. Very important. If you haven't noticed already, they should have some inlays on the top. Like, I don't know if you can see it. On the top, like right here, there should be like little dots right here. And that's to help you so you don't have to, like, when you're playing a gig or playing up, standing up, you don't have to go like this and look where the frets are. You can just already see the markings right here, the inlays on it. So memorize your frets, and if you really want to be serious about it, this is a good time to start memorizing the notes on each fret when you're learning string by string. So do that, and go practice up and down from 12th fret all the way to 1st and 1st to 12th. Practice that. Try different combinations. Fret 1 to 3rd to 2nd to 4th, and just do crazy combinations up and down. Never hold down two frets on the same string, because only one's going to come out. The one closest to your pickups right here is going to come out. So if I'm holding like this 5th fret and the 7th fret and I'm playing, the 7th fret is only going to come out because the 5th fret's being blocked for your finger on the 7th. So don't think it's cool to hold down 2 frets at the same time. Think logically, okay? And then on your A string going down, I'm only going to go to the A string because all the rest of the strings is basically the same thing. So on the A string, first position the same thing, second position the same thing. And same thing like the E string, just go all the way to the 12th, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. And now we get to the part about playing multiple strings. And there's a couple of ways to do this. First off, I'm going to teach you about muting with your index finger, which isn't like, you don't have to like spend all your time practicing it. It's just something you should know. But when you're playing on any of these strings, except, maybe like the D and the G, not as much. But if you're playing on the E or the A string, or maybe the D, who knows. But you want to, and you're not using the A string. You're not using your index finger. You're using like any rest of these 3 fingers right here. You want your finger to kind of lay back like this when you're playing on it. And my index finger, you can tell, is kind of making a little C, L kind of shape, and it's flat on the fretboard. It's not popping up or anything. It's just flat beyond there. It's not pressing down on the string. It's just lightly on top of it, and that's just their mute. And that brings you up to my next point. Guitars and basses are different. So if you're coming from a guitar, you want to learn how to play bass, and you figure it's the same instrument, so it should be played the same way. Well, it's not. Especially if you're playing where if you're finger picking, it's definitely not. One big difference is that with guitar, seeing that the fret, there's like so many strings on it, 3 strings or 12 or more, and the neck's smaller, you kind of have to peck at your strings, so you have to like kind of curl up your fingers like this and play. Well, for bass, that's different. First off, there's less strings on the bass, and the strings are more evenly separated, and there's a thicker neck, so therefore there's more distance between each string, so you don't have to peck for any of those frets at all. So you want your fingers to be flat, and you want them to be right here in the middle of your finger while the fat is. It should be right in the middle of your fingernail. You want to press on there, because with guitar you press on your tip of your fingers like that. Well, bass you press down the middle of your tip of your finger. So let me show you that. It's gonna be like that. You see how it's right in the middle, like that. Well, bass is like that. Guitar is like this. You want bass like this. It should be flat. And moving on back onto multiple strings. Just if you're gonna play like this, like there's no big difference. I'm playing 1, 2, 2 strings. It's just your picking finger has to be coordinated with your fretting hands, and just do different combinations too. So do like index finger to ring finger on a string higher. Just do practice different combinations up and down, and you'll learn that playing multiple strings on a bass is not that hard. And now I'm going to go on to raking. Now that might be harder for some people. Like if you have like big hands, it might be because your hands probably feel squished and you're going down or up here in these frets. But raking is when it could be done in any of these fingers. Obviously not your thumb. You should never play with your thumb. But you kind of want your finger to start off right smack in the middle of your top of your finger and just go down. It should ideally go all the way down to the E. G. So E to G, go all the way down, and you don't have to move in your fingers, or you don't have to move your hands to a different position. Keep in the same position. Don't move any of the rest of your fingers, and just go all the way down. And like your wrist, you move a little bit. It's just your arm, but that's it. And you could do that with any of these fingers. Some of these fingers would be easier to do than others. It just depends on how big your hand is. And I have a little exercise I do before I play a gig, or in general before I start playing, that will help you warm up your fingers, and it'll also really help you to get better at playing multiple strings. So I'm gonna try to show you the easiest way possible without having tabs. So you want your index finger on the first fret right here in the E string. Then you're gonna just play it once. Then you want your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the A string and play that once. Then you want your pinky finger on the 5th fret on the D string and play that once. So right now you should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if that's too hard for you, just practice that and come back to the video later. And the second part to that is after you go 1, 2, 3, you come back over here on the 3rd fret with your middle finger, and you want to go all the way down up to the D string. So by raking. So you want to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it should be like that. Hopefully you can see that. I have a crappy webcam, so 1, 2, 3, up and down, up and down. And you're going to do that same pattern all the way down the fret to as far as you can go. So let me show you real quickly on a slow motion how I will look going all the way down. Okay, so I hope that really helps you. It's kind of sucks really bad, but it helps you raking with your middle finger, which I think when raking, your middle finger is like the best finger to rake with because it's like the longest finger of all your fingers. And it's right smack in the middle, so like you don't have to strain the rest of your hand to rake. So practice that and slowly work your way down the strings to the E string, and practice different combinations, and then you can start going on to play songs. And I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than willing to help you. And thanks for watching. I'm always willing to help our fellow bassists, so don't be afraid to ask any questions or send a message. Thanks for watching.